Hey everyone, it's Allison with Determined to Shine, and I am so super excited that you are here today because I have one of my new favorite things to share with you, the Muses of Tarot. And this is not quite a tarot deck, it's not quite an oracle deck, it's its own box of magic, and I'm just so thrilled about it. I really believe it's one of the most innovative, unique, and beautiful things to hit the market in a very, very long time. So I'm super excited to dive in. But first, I want to remind you that here at Determined to Shine, we are all about using the magic formula of creativity, spiritual connection, and community to chase away the darkness on those hard days and in tough times. And if you are going through a tough time, and many of you are right now, know that you're not alone, that the darkness is temporary, and just a little reminder that you have a 100% success rate at surviving everything you've ever been through so far. And you will also get through whatever you are facing today. So that said, just know that I want to send you some love, and I want to send Ethony some love because, oh my gosh, is this amazing. I can't wait to show it to you. So this is the Muses of Tarot, 13 divine energies to guide your tarot readings. It comes in this beautiful oversized box, and you can purchase it directly from the author. I will, of course, have that link in the description box for you. Open this beautiful box, we find this gorgeous color guidebook, and of course, the cards. Look here at what we are working with. So what this system is essentially it is exactly what it says, 13 divine energies to guide your tarot readings. And it starts with, and I'm just gonna flip some of these cards around here. There are, well, let's look at the deck first. It's beautiful black edges, gorgeous shiny back, and really nice matte cardstock. It just has that buttery smooth fabulous finish that I love. Now let's look first at the Muses. So you have 13 divine muses here, beings, and each one is designed to kind of give you guidance over a different type of tarot reading. And so for each one of the 13 muses, you have one of these cards that has their name and their image in it. Now, Ethony says if they look different to you, that's okay, but they appear on the cards as they appeared to her. These are channeled energies that came to her, and she said in the introduction, which we'll look at here, that once she said, all 13 tarot muses made themselves known to me, and over 5,000 words made it onto the page within 12 hours. And let me tell you, I can tell because it's just magic. Now, I watched Ethony's walkthrough of her own deck, of this deck, before my copy arrived, and I thought, oh, that's neat, it looks pretty. But this feels divine to me. When I touch these cards, when I tune into these energies, I can feel these presences, a couple of them in particular. And I'm so excited to work with these muses because, oh my goodness, I just, it's just so magical. So we're going to I'm going to show you how the book is divided up. And to do that, I'm going to go to one of the muses that really struck me right away, which is Delorum. And so for each muse, as you'll see in the guidebook, we're going to go to her section. It's so pretty. Look how beautiful this book is. Okay, so Delorum is the muse of grief and sadness tarot readings. Now, of course, why did I go to her? Many of you guys know my personal story. I was widowed when I was 31, very unexpectedly. And I am a life coach and teacher who specializes in helping people with grief and sadness. So the second I turned this page in the guidebook and saw her picture and read this page, I could feel Delorum's presence with me in a very concrete way, that like this is a muse and being that I can work with and harness this energy forever. I mean, it's like discovering a goddess for the first time. I can't even explain it to you how magical this feels. So for each muse, you get this description of who she is. So Delorum is invoked in readings when dealing with heartbreak and pain, when hearts are heavy and energy is low, when there are ugly tears, shedding feelings, heartbreak, and blues, when sadness is your best friend. And she kind of goes on further to explain a little bit more about her. It says, Delorum is not going to tell you to suck it up or get over it or that it could be worse. She is here to help you feel how you feel and acknowledges that healing is not linear and takes as long as it takes. And that's something I talk a lot about because that's really very true, right? And I talk about using joy and recovering from dark days and all these things that are so important to me because I want people to understand that it is possible to heal, but the only way out is through, right? We have to go through our feelings to heal from them. So I just loved everything about this. So after you get, the introduction on the muse, you're going to get a couple of tarot card descriptions that are the basic cards that, this muse kind of rules over. Like the 5 of Cups, it says, grief, this is your card. And so, of course, you're going to see the 3 of Swords here, the 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands, Hermit, and the Tower. These are all cards of grief. Now, I do just want to mention, if you are wanting to just look up a card and see what muse to work with, you can do that here in order. So you don't have to just flip through all of the muses to find whatever card you're looking for. She's made that really easy. So we have the tarot card descriptions. So this in itself is like a how to study tarot book in a different way. You get a description of every single card in the deck. Really, really powerful. And goes through, some of the card meaning and then also how to, again, work with this muse and this card. For example, on the Hermit, it says Delorum loves this card and it's a sign that you're ready to move forward. And even if you aren't quite there yet, you soon will be. So comforting. I just love that. Okay, so then the next part of the guidebook that you get is a set of prayers to invoke and release Delorum, to invite her into your readings and release her from your readings. Now, this brings me to the next set of cards in the deck, which are these cards that have these prayers on them, or invocations. You don't have to call them prayers, whatever you want to call them. So again, here is Delorum's, and it matches what's in the book, but this is great because it means you don't have to always have the book with you. Like if you just want to have your deck with you, you can use this, or you can put this on your altar or next to your reading so you don't have to be going back to your guidebook. So I can put that out next to her as I'm working with her. And then you can see the rest of the invocation cards here. Perfect. And then flipping the page again, yes, there's even more. You get information on creating an altar space to work with Delorum. So flowers, herbs and spices, aromatherapy oils, crystals, and treasures. Symbols and associations. So white lilies, white candles, a heart pendant, angels, and other beings of spirit and light. And then it also tells you which chakras she's associated with, the sacral and the heart for her. So this is really powerful. And I'm going to come back to the altar stuff in a minute because I actually believe it's really, really important. And that's kind of the creative stretch I'm going to show you at the end of the video as well. But we're not done with everything for just one muse. We're going to flip the page again, and we have a tarot spread. And this tarot spread is designed to take you through that grief and sadness. And so the way and then it has this whole spread played out. So you could put Delorum up here, and then you have a 6 additional cards. You're placing her over here to rule the reading. What pain needs to be acknowledged? What feelings need to be acknowledged? What support am I being guided towards? How can I show myself some compassion? What action can I take to support myself at this time? And what message of love are my spirit guides sending me during this time? And I'm not going to do a full reading for you, but I've done a couple of these readings and they're so beautiful and powerful. They're just some of the most healing spreads that I've encountered, and just really in line with the energy of each muse. So just so powerful. And then of course you would turn the page and move on to your next muse. But you're getting all of this for each of the 13 muses, and just so powerful. Now I'm going to go back to the altar. So again, you know, altars are a great way to connect with spiritual beings, connecting with muses, connecting with goddess, but really, very importantly, to connect with yourself and set sacred space. And this was a step that I skipped for a long time in my tarot readings. I never put out a cloth. I just did them on my coffee table. I didn't really worry about clearing cards or using crystals or anything like that. And that's okay if that's where you are. But when I found that I started adding these elements to my practice, boy, did things blow up for me. Things got clearer, things got more powerful because my intention became more powerful. And so there are all these ways you can create an altar, and she shows you could set up this card like this, you know, at the front of your space, and then add all these items. But the next set of cards in the deck, what I love is it is these kind of pre-designed portable altar cards. So you can, again, we'll set Delorum's aside while I show you the others. So I do want you to get to see every card in the deck, which is why I'm just kind of flipping through these. But you can use these to create an altar when you don't have space for an altar. Like you can set this down and create that same sacred space, or I'm going to show you another way to, you know, add to this in a minute. But I just love that there are these little altars that you can use just on your own table to set sacred space. Because for a long time, I didn't have any space besides my little coffee table to work on. So this was it. So if I'd had these little portable cards, I think it would have really helped me tune into this energy in a way that I didn't have the ability to do so beforehand. So I'm really enjoying these cards as part of that experience. So that's kind of what you get for each muse. And then you also get, I want to show you, a set of chakra cards. And these are great just for working with the chakras. So you can use these in your spreads, on your altars, whatever feels good for you. You know, if you are working with Delorum and you're wanting to focus on heart healing, you could, for example, put these two out together. You could add her altar card, or you could add her invocation. You know, however you wanted to do it, there are lots of ways to do that. But I love these kind of side by side as a way to focus my card reading, or honestly, even just a meditation practice. Like, I feel like in some ways, this is all I would need to create a really powerful meditation experience for myself. The last card I want to mention quickly is that you do get at Ethony's Tarot Readers Academy a class that comes with this. It's a companion course, and it has videos, exercises, rituals, and spreads that aren't in the book, which is awesome because if you've taken any classes with Ethony, you know that they are amazing. So if you buy the deck, you do get access to this course. So I just wanted to mention that. So next, I did want to quickly go through the guidebook and just show you all 13 of these gorgeous muses and mention their kind of areas of expertise, so to speak. So we have Adoria, the Muse of Love Tarot Readings. We have Brujula, I hope that's how you say that. The Muse of Transition tarot readings. I love this one because this is, you know, I've had a lot of transition in my life. And I think her spread is especially powerful. We have Crizella, the Muse of Clarity tarot readings. Davina, the Muse of Prophecy tarot readings. How gorgeous is she? We have, of course, our Delorum, who I love and feel is with me all the time now when I pull my cards out. We have Epiphany, the Muse of Problem-Solving tarot readings. Wise, wise Epiphany. We have Holistics, the Muse of Health and Healing tarot readings. I've also really, really loved working with her. So that's an area in my life where I just need a lot of extra love and care right now. We have Lolia, the Muse of Cosmic Comedy tarot readings. And, you know, this is where you're going to see cards like the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool and just dealing with how life is silly sometimes, right? I love her. We have, of course, Lux, the Muse of Money, Wealth, and Prosperity tarot readings. We have Miravli, the Muse of Reflective tarot readings. Nyx, the Muse of Shadow Work. And she's very powerful. I can kind of feel her at the door when I'm ready to work with that kind of energy. We have Sparks, the Muse of Creative tarot readings. And of course, I love Miss Sparks as my artist self. And we have Avelia, the Muse of Mediumship tarot readings. And I think she's the last one. So she's the last one. Yep. Then you do have a kind of a chakra chart here. And then some information about how to, you know, work with the muses for general tarot readings. So what I wanted to do for our creative stretch is just kind of talk to you a little bit about altar building and ways to do that. So we're going to go back to Miss Sparks, our creative muse, and go to her altar. And then seeing the different ways to bring these things forward and using the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Of course, she talks about paint brushes, fire, rainbow colors, different flowers and spices, and all of these things. So I'm just going to show you one of the ways that I might personally set up an altar for Sparks. And so that would, of course, start with using the Sparks altar card. Now, I could just lay this flat, or I do have a couple little stands that I like to use when I'm setting up portable altars for cards, so I could just put that right here like that. I'm going to move some of these things off, and some I'm going to pull forward. So if you were traveling, I want to emphasize that this is enough all by itself, right? Like using this or setting this down, you're ready to go. But if you want to invoke some of that sacred space, you could simply add to this. And so this is a solar plexus chakra candle I like. I have a carnelian heart that you guys have probably seen in some of my videos. Or I probably wouldn't travel with that, so I might use this little piece of sunstone. One thing I loved that Ethony suggested in the book is using like paintbrushes, which I thought were pretty fun. And then I have this Shine flower essence oil, which I thought would be perfect for working with Sparks. So this is something I might take with me if I was going to have a little travel altar like this. And this would really set a very, very powerful space for me. And then I could do my card reading and pull my cards and move forward. And what I love about this, again, is it just sets the intention. Because when we come to our cards, when we come to work with a sacred being, be it a muse, a goddess, just source energy, life, God, however you want to talk about it, if we come scattered, our readings will be scattered. And that's how, again, I approached tarot for a long time. I would just pull out my cards and throw them down. I didn't say any kind of invocation. I didn't center myself first or do any grounding or do anything like that. I just threw the cards on the table and it was fine. But when I started taking those few minutes, and this just takes a minute, to set up sacred space, everything changed for me. And I started doing this at the beginning of the day, and everything changed even more because I was giving myself that space and that room to really show up and just be present for myself, for my soul. If we don't slow down, we cannot hear the messages in the cards. So I really just want to encourage you to take your reading seriously. And if you decide to work with these muses, I really believe they can be powerful. I've had this deck for a few days. I've worked with a couple of these muses, and I feel like I don't ever want to read tarot without them again. And I know that's like a bold statement to make, but these energies feel so loving and sacred to me that I'm so floored. And so this I think is an excellent purchase for you, no matter where you are in your tarot journey. And it's going to be very different than anything else you have. As I mentioned, there's nothing else out there like this in a deck that gives you these tools for setting sacred space and these divine energies to work with. And I just think, wow, what a gift to the world this deck is. So Ethony, thank you on behalf of all of us in the tarot community. Just wow. So obviously that's my review. This is my creative stretch for you guys. I encourage you to work on what setting up an altar would look like. And you can work with the muses, or you can decide to, set up an altar for any purpose, or to work with any kind of energy. There's lots of great resources out there, but I encourage you, if you are not taking time to set sacred space for yourself before you're reading your cards, that you definitely do that. So that said, I'm going to leave you for now. I will see you all in the next video. Of course, if you liked this video, I'm going to ask you to do all the things. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell to be notified, and of course, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the set. Let me know if you have a muse that you want to work with. Let me know anything you want to let me know. I'm just super excited to connect with all of you. And I hope that you just have so much fun with this. So from my heart to yours, I love you all, and may you always remain determined to shine.